This is Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in a little card game called Forks. Forks is a stock I cut you choose game. One of my favorite mechanisms in games, I cut you choose. And in Forks, on your turn, you're going to draw 3 cards. You're going to choose one to embezzle secretly, so you'll put that down in your hand, your area face down. You'll pass the other 2 to your opponent, so that's the cutting part. Then your opponent's going to choose one of them secretly as well and put it in their hand to embezzle. And they'll put the last card face up in the middle of the table for all players to see. And I love the I cut you choose part of that, but my favorite mechanism in the game is what happens with the interaction of that shared space, that card that ends up in the middle of the table. There are, I believe, a total of 5 different corporations in this game. I could be wrong, could be 6. There are 5 different corporations in this game. And at the end of the game, so after you've established all the cards that you're going to embezzle, your opponent has all the cards they're going to embezzle, and there are a bunch of cards in the middle of the table of these different corporations. Corporations are colors or suits in this game. You will add up the sum of each corporation. So for example, this sum would be, the sum of this corporation in the middle of the table would be 17. And you'll compare that to the other corporations in the middle of the table. The top 3 earning corporations are the ones that score positive points based on the cards that you have in hand. So for the cards that you have in hand at the end of the game, you'll score positive points for those cards. For the 2 lowest earning corporations, the lowest sums on the table, you will score negative points instead. And I think this is just a really, really interesting twist, a really nice twist on stock games and player interaction in games in general, that you are, throughout the game, you're influencing these different stock values on the middle of the table. You're taking some cards, you're giving them to the opponent, so you don't have full control unless you are the opponent receiving 2 cards. You don't have control over what card ends up in the middle of the table. And throughout the game, you're trying to collect enough cards so that you have, that your cards are part of the 3 winning corporations and not the losing corporations. And it's just an issue. Like, I don't always love when games like take something away from you, but having the negative points in this game really has a strong impact on the outcome. And because it's such a short game, I don't mind that at all, that there's this negative value at the end of the game. Like, it's not just, hey, these don't score, it's that these score negative points instead of positive. So if you've collected a bunch of the purple corporation, but you haven't contributed to that corporation's status or wealth in the middle of the table, they're going to score negative points instead of positive points. Just a neat little twist on a stock game. That is my favorite mechanism in Forks. If you can think of another stock game that does this, where they give you negative points for scoring very poorly, I'm sure there is one out there. I don't play a ton of stock games. Let me know in the comments below. Or if you have a different favorite mechanism in Forks, let me know that as well. Thanks.